Bomber fans, PlayNow.com reminds you that when you bet on blue, there's only one legal online sportsbook in Manitoba. Only one that guarantees your winnings. Only one where the profits stay here to support your community. Play your Bombers at PlayNow.com, your hometown sportsbook. Enjoy responsibly. And now, on to the show. Welcome to the Handled Internally podcast. I'm Ed Tait from BlueBombers.com, joined as always by my talented co-host Darren Cameron, the Blue Bombers Senior Director of Player and Public Relations, Chief Consigliere, and Assistant to the Traveling Secretary, and our regular co-host now, Zach Collaros, star quarterback of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, and the longest-serving member of the Blue Bombers, Jake Thomas, defensive tackle, been around forever. We're going to get to a lot of things, guys. We got to recap last week's game, unfortunately, for a little bit, and we got to get into a couple of debates, but let's start with, unfortunately, last Thursday.
You don't want to talk about Jake angling to take over this podcast at some point?
We can, whenever, yeah.
Yeah, we have to. Well, since we've been talking about the 3 wins, we got to rehash briefly the game on
Darren being
Thursday.
A downer. Jesus,
huh?
Just being a downer.
I know, man. I know.
We had a good vibe going. But...
I know. So, I mean, not much to say about it. Obviously, I'll let you guys take it away.
You want to go?
You mean to redo the TSN interview I did, or do you want to?
No, I mean, overall, what do you think?
I would just say
Obviously, not very good.
I would say just not good enough. But the one nice thing is, that's our next opponent. So we get an immediate chance to kind of redeem ourselves. But you never want to go on a bye week with a loss. And I hate when you lose before the back-to-back because you have to watch that film all week.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a very long next 2 weeks.
And if you're like Jake and I, you've already probably watched it 3 or 4 times and just watched it, and we're going to continue to do that. So, that'll be tough. Obviously, offensively, we didn't play well enough. I didn't play well enough for us to win. So, again, like I said after the game, I can only speak about the offense, right? And when you turn the football over and it leads to touchdowns, you're not going to win many games that way. So, tough. Like I always say after games, like 'cause you don't have a ton of opportunities in the sport, right? So, wasting it is not the right word because obviously we prepared the entire week to win the game, but to come out and kind of play flat like that, if that's the word you want to use, especially in a great environment. That was a really awesome environment in Calgary. So, hats off to them for doing that. It was a lot of fun to play in that environment, but not playing well.
Yeah,
sucks.
Yeah, the division, like it does most years, but this year seems to be even stronger in regards to the teams so far. Anyway, I have Edmonton winning last night. So it's going to be a battle all the way through.
Good win for them. Yeah, they had a lot of big plays in that game. It's a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
Leak and Rankin, and a lot of fun.
Couple punt returns.
Spin it.
Yep.
They're talking about Cutter. Cutter's like my favorite play in the CFL. So the fact that Glenn Suter was saying the word Cutter on TV was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Yeah.
It was a good game. Edmonton looked good. Good for them to get a home win. It looked like, I think it was their first home win in July in like 3 or 4 years.
I think it was their first win in June and July.
Yeah.
Of any kind.
In years.
Such a weird stat.
Okay.
Weird stat to like put on the board for Killam because he wasn't a part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So happy for that guy, obviously. Getting a win. Yeah.
President won $1 million. So he won $1 million.
Yeah. That was the game.
Yeah. Was it that? No, it wasn't that game, right?
Before.
That was the game before.
It was Hamilton, Toronto.
So what was that?
There were 2 kickoff returns in Hamilton, Toronto, and that got the guy the $1 million. And then last night there's 2 punt returns, but that doesn't get you another $1 million. It's only kickoff returns in the contest.
I was going to say, because Brandon Banks, when I was playing with him in Hamilton, had like 2 punt returns in like multiple games. So it's kickoffs?
Yeah,
kickoffs. Only kickoffs. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
They do. It's $50,000 a year over 20 years, so it's not like they write you a check for $1 million.
The old Bobby Bonilla deal.
That's right.
Right.
I like it.
They just had the Bobby Bonilla day. It's like July 1, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like $1.1 million every like July 1, right?
Until
one of my favorite Pirates of all time.
2020 or something stupid. What was it? The Pirates or the Mets that paid him that?
I think the Mets, but
Yeah.
As a young Pittsburgh Pirate fan,
yeah,
I love Bobby Bo.
Is that still your squad?
It is. We haven't had much success now.
Huh. I thought
a lot of fun players to watch. No, I grew up like 30 minutes west of Pittsburgh.
Oh,
I did like going to the Reds though. The Reds games when I was down there in Cincinnati. Joey Votto, one of the great Canadian baseball players, might come up later in this podcast.
Top 4 maybe.
Top 1 in my book.
Ooh,
love Votto
over Larry Walker.
Love Votto. Larry Walker was fun to play with on Ken Griffey Jr. Baseball though. His hit little circle was like that big. Didn't miss many pitches.
To go very off topic. Potentially my greatest video game achievement ever, Ken Griffey Baseball.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I threw a no-hitter. Then it went to the extra innings. And that guy, I kept the pitcher in. He gave up a solo jack and I lost the game 1-0. But I was like, a no-hitter. I was like, this is great. Then I end up losing the game. I don't know why. I still remember this.
As a numbers person, I can believe that you remember it.
Yeah, I was probably like 10 years old.
Were you playing with the Mariners or the Indians? Because I feel like those are the only two teams. Sorry, Guardians. Indians, Guardians.
Got to get this show canceled.
Who were you playing with? Because those two teams were badass teams.
Maybe the Jays. I don't know.
I was going to say Vladimir Guerrero.
Yeah,
just smashing.
I could be old enough. Maybe the Expos.
Was Raul Mondesi on the Expos?
He was an Expo.
Yeah. That was a good team.
So we came home on Friday,
And
the
Darren
day
gets
after the
back.
game.
Darren brings it back.
And,
Come on,
uh,
back in.
It was July 4th, so happy July 4th to Zach.
Thank you. Jake came over to celebrate. Nice.
Nice. What'd you guys do?
Jake and Darren, we just lit fireworks in the house for 3 hours. It was great. The kids loved it.
Zach manned the grill. He did a pretty good job.
Yeah,
it's a lot of pressure too. First time using that barbecue. Second
time.
Yeah. It's always risky with the new
A little
barbecue.
greasy.
Yeah, no, you did a good job.
Zach's enjoying his new neighborhood because nobody really knows who he is, so it
It's
alleviates some pressure from him.
I walked because Zach and I, we live about a half kilometer away from each other. I walked to Zach's house. As soon as I get to the light, a fan rolls down the window. Tough game. I was like, "Oh, thank you. Just kept on walking.
It was mid me texting him, do you want me to throw you 2 Budweisers to Stone Cold? As you walk across, and he was like, yeah, getting yelled at by a fan.
I think that was the first time I've also ever said no to that question.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the kids had fun. I made them watch that Sandlot clip that I was talking about last podcast.
I saw it.
America the Beautiful.
I looked it up. Yeah.
I made them watch that quite a few times.
With the fireworks and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that had some good old country music on, and taught these guys the Pledge of Allegiance. So that was nice. And,
Really?
Yeah.
That was the only way we were allowed to get our food.
Yeah. It's like my kids going to school. They do the Canadian Pledge of Allegiance or whatever song.
National anthem.
National anthem. Yeah. Sorry.
Fair enough.
I pledge allegiance to the flag. Is that what you have?
I think there is. Is there a Canadian Pledge of Allegiance? We used to do that in school. The American flag. I highly doubt they do that anymore.
I don't believe so.
No, not since the Sandlot. All right, next topic.
It's been several decades I went to school, so I can't. remember.
Yeah.
Next topic.
Okay. Next.
Wait, along those lines. So along those lines, Joey Chestnut, I think, won his 18th or 17th world title.
Yeah.
Hey, you're
In a
very
row?
excited about this. Telling
The
me about this the other
Nathan's
day.
hot dog eating contest.
Does he go against anybody else?
Yeah.
Or did he just buy because he always wins?
He also
No.
he beat up a protester pre-eating thing as well. Is that true? Was that pre or was that during competition? Yeah,
pushed
mid
someone off.
competition, he pushed a protester off stage.
He had one point. He had a rival. I think he lost.
Yeah.
So now
was it
it's like
Kobayashi
him.
or something
Yeah,
like that?
Kobayashi.
So
Yeah.
But every other
he
con-
has a contest against himself.
I mean, when you put down 71 dogs,
So when you watch that,
like that's it's sport.
like you
it's
at
a sport
Leopold's
like
on a
golf.
Friday.
You know.
That's like what?
that's like you drinking a Leo's Lager at
Speaking of
At our-
that,
at our
I
sponsor.
came across a clip the other day was that what's that guy's name? The guy that played for the Red Sox that drank like 95 beers.
Wade
on the,
Boggs.
Wade
Legend.
Boggs. Do you think that's
Yeah.
possible? I find
For
that number.
baseball players, yes. Yeah.
He ended up drinking like 80 something beers over the course of like a 5-hour flight from Boston to LA.
Him and Andre the Giant have the
Andre the
two
Giant.
most ridiculous
Did you see that
drinking
picture of
stories.
him with the beer can in his hand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love just trying to fathom that. But the Wade Boggs thing is even crazier to try to fathom because at least Andre the Giant was just a monster.
Yeah. Well, wait a minute now. The Joey Chestnut thing.
Yeah.
I can't even watch that now. I get sick.
Really?
Well, it's just a guy jamming hot. It's not eating them.
It's a
He's
sport.
Jamming them.
It's a sport. Ed.
It's not a sport.
It's not a sport?
I want.
You think that's a
He's a
sport?
17-time champion. How's it not a sport?
Champion against himself,
This is
first
what
of all.
I'm talking. Would you consider him a top 5 American athlete of all time?
Get the fuck out of here. What?
Some people do.
We labeled
Top 5 American
I mean,
athletes.
He's not on my list, but some people.
Secretariat Man of War, two racehorses are top 100 sports century all time. So, is eating 71 hot dogs
No,
similar
Not
to
even
horse
close. He wouldn't be in the top 100.
he's not an athlete. He's just a guy that eats a lot.
So what's your
I don't know about
cutoff
that,
for
dude.
sports?
Well,
Dart
it-
sports.
It would be way above. The cutoff would be way above.
Do you think it's just easy to shove 71 hot dogs down your
would
gullet?
you put like the
in-
world champion
in
at
10
darts?
minutes?
No.
No. Golf you
Okay.
consider a sport?
But you're,
yeah.
you-
Why? What's the difference in golf and darts, honestly?
That's a good question.
They're both just
don't know anything
skill
about
based.
darts.
Well, no, but what are you a dart expert?
No, I'm just saying golf, obviously, sure.
Why? Why is it? What's the difference between golf and darts? Honestly, like it doesn't take much
Like billiards?
athleticism.
Like, would you throw pool as a sport?
Well, is it an Olympic sport?
Well,
mean,
breakdancing was the
that's
last
true, too.
Olympic.
I mean, if flag football is
man.
going to be an Olympic sport, then
Yeah.
eating hot dogs should be an
I don't
Olympic
think
sport.
so.
In my opinion.
No. Like, can you do you watch that event? Do you actually watch
Nathan
him
Phillips?
eat 71?
Oh yeah, every
Really?
year. Yeah.
Like I see the stuff in the water. The guys are puking and stuff.
I mean, my kids watch it.
I believe Mr.
They're half Americans. They
Wasn't
need
Mr.
to be proud of
Chestnut
that.
here a few years ago?
Mr.
Chestnut, wasn't he here doing chicken fingers a few years ago?
The disrespected.
that was Kevin.
I know we're kind of screwing around with the disrespected Joey Chestnut right now. He's a top 5 American athlete.
No way.
17-time champion.
That is.
What
You'd
about-
even say that.
Like so, then do you consider a guy that
17
skips stones across the lake?
But is there
Is there a competition for that?
There's a world championship.
Well,
for
he's
that.
the best.
Is it every 4th of July?
Well, I don't know when.
Is it on TV?
No,
Okay.
I don't think so.
Well, then no. Joey Chestnut.
So so he's ahead of.
Are you just doing this to
No,
Has to be.
I want your top 5.
Although he does
Is he
think
in your
insane
top 5?
things a lot of
Top
times. So
five?
this is,
American?
I was asking all my American buddies, and a lot of them were saying yes, he is in the top 5.
You're kidding.
I'm not kidding.
I think
I'm
this
not
is
kidding.
where the disconnect of Canada and the U.S. though. But it makes sense.
You guys only have hockey, though.
They have July 4th. This is a July 4th holiday. Like July 4th is a big day. Man.
I was trying to get like some July 1 talk,
Yeah.
Canada Day last pod, but nobody really wanted to talk about it. I was really fired up to talk about it.
So me and Zach, we drive together to and from games. So we're driving back from the last game. As soon as we land, America playlist.
America the
whole
Beautiful, Ray
yeah,
Charles. Yeah.
Yeah, that we
It's one of my favorite
we
songs.
listened to that twice.
Yeah, it's a great song.
A couple other songs. about
American
that.
Nights and Morgan Wallen, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Fired up to get home and see the kids and, really had them embrace because I know their mother was driving around with them on Canada Day listening to the Canadian National Anthem. So I just you're also this side.
Do you think that kids grow
Just
up
like yesterday
wanting
for
to be
church,
like
I had to
Joey
listen to Greek
Chestnut?
music. What's that?
Do you think kids grow up wanting to be the next Joey Chestnut?
Maybe.
I don't think so.
Tiger Woods changed the game for golf.
Yeah.
Is Brooks Koepka without Tiger Woods? Honestly, because Brooks Koepka could have played anything, but Tiger was like, "This is cool now to do this."
Yeah. So, but I don't see any young up and comers challenging Joey.
Do you
Chestnut.
follow eating contests closely?
Yes.
Oh, you do?
No.
Okay.
I can't. Like I said, it makes me.
I
makes me sick
think if
watching
this
it.
ever is shown to a what would it even be called
This
a
podcast?
competitive level?
Okay.
Yes, this podcast. If it's ever shown to somebody who eats competitively, they would be quite insulted by the three of you.
I don't doubt
especially you. Your profanity.
Whoa! I'm living in.
No, they're gonna
I'm
get- they're gonna
living in
beep- they're gonna beep
Switzerland
that
right now.
out.
I'm very neutral. On that.
I just can't believe you. Yeah.
No, I'm not saying it. Sure, it's crazy.
It's
to
a contest.
do, but I just don't know how you could possibly say that he would be
trains
in the
for it.
same category as
top 5.
Mike Modano, who's probably one of the
Is
best
that-
American
is that-
hockey
is
players
that
of all
your
time.
top 5
No, I just was because he wouldn't make the top 5. He wouldn't make the top 5, right? Or Jeremy Roenick, just from a hockey standpoint.
I don't. If
This
we're
is
going
gonna be
to
top
or Zach
1,000.
Collaros, or anyone. I mean, fuck anybody.
Mr. Steubenville, we're getting that. That's his new nickname, Mr. Steubenville.
I mean, you could probably eat 45 hot dogs and you're a Hall of Fame quarterback. You're telling me that you're not a better athlete than that guy who eats 71 hot dogs?
I do
What
want
the
to.
fuck are
I
we
do want to
talking
do the
about?
9-9-9 challenge. I do want to do that at a Gold Eyes game. If we're on the topic of
so
eating hot
top
dogs.
5 American athletes. What are we going? Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods.
Of all time.
Yeah, of all time. Go ahead. You got your list. Go ahead.
I'm just going. Are we? Let's just all go here.
We can riff. Yeah, go ahead. Michael
Muhammad-
Jordan.
Would you go Muhammad Ali?
Me, I would. Yeah.
Are we
I
going
see, I'm a
athlete or
Jesse
like
Owens guy, or importance of like.
athlete or like impact?
I'm just saying my list.
Okay, so those 3.
Yeah, Jesse Owens, Willie Mays.
Maybe. Would you go Jackie for impact?
Jackie Robinson. Yeah, for impact, sure.
But I would say Barry Bonds. You take out the steroid era. He's the best baseball player.
I would. I don't like Barry Bonds.
Hey, you're one of those writers, though.
Yeah.
I'm saying, I think
keep him out of the hall.
Take out the steroid.
Yeah, but take out
It's
the
like,
steroids.
would you have voted? Were you one of those guys who had secretly had a vote for the Hall of Fame
No.
and kept out Pete Rose until he passed away? Rest in peace, Pete Rose. How dare you?
I'm a Canadian football guy. How the hell would I have a vote for the Baseball Hall of Fame?
I'm
No,
just saying, like Barry
Yeah.
Bonds.
I don't
He had
like Barry
like
Bonds.
550 home runs
Yeah,
until
but
he
he-
started doing juice.
Yeah.
He was like he was a 40 and 40 guy, wasn't he? He used to steal some
Before,
bases.
but we don't know when he started doing the juice.
But they didn't test at that point.
You
Like
brought up
him.
Barry Bonds. He's not in my top 5, so keep going on your top
He's
5.
not.
For me, if we're going clean baseball,
Yeah.
just because he's smooth and
The Babe.
No, I'm going
Speak about eating hot
Ken,
dogs.
Ken,
Griffey.
Ken Griffey.
Yeah, for you, Ken Griffey. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
Agree.
4.
All right.
What other sports?
Jack Nicklaus.
Do you have a football player on there?
I guess Tom Brady by default. Unless you're going
Gotta
Jerry
be.
Rice.
I know, but quarterbacks fall into like a weird. We were talking about this on the plane. They fall into like a weird category, in my opinion.
Why?
Because they're like not the best athlete on the field. Talk
You know
about
what?
Lamar Jackson.
I'll go Michael
Michael
Phelps.
Vick.
Go Michael Phelps. I'll slide in some.
Yeah, but they're
Olympians.
considered athletes. Whether they're the best. I mean, Tom Brady's the best NFL player of all time.
He falls into the Joey Chestnut category.
Do you think Tom Brady's the best quarterback ever or the best winning quarterback? Do you think Tom Brady's better?
Aren't they the same thing?
Do you think he's better than Peyton Manning?
Yes.
Better than Rodgers. Pittsburgh
Yes.
Steeler.
If you look at like the whole spec, like Peyton Manning was a first overall draft pick. Tom Brady didn't even start in
That's
college.
got nothing to do with it.
199. I'm saying but Peyton was always the top guy. You know,
Well,
he
one
just
guy
wasn't.
won,
he
one guy
wasn't a
won
winner.
7 Super Bowls. The
GM
other guy
Jake is
won
talking
1.
right now. GM Jake is talking.
I mean, you can't. There's not. I don't think you can make an argument for anybody else.
I can.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah.
Joe Montana.
All right.
Joe Montana.
How?
Yeah. Well, he won 4 Super
Bill
Bowls
Walsh.
too.
Yeah.
Not 7.
West Coast offense.
Yeah. How many did?
First.
Hey, keep it down from the audience over there.
You're talking about Jim Brown? Who you talking about? Joey Chestnut.
Joey
Oh,
Chestnut.
brother. Okay.
Yeah.
Jim Brown obviously is number 1 for football players.
There you go.
Yeah, Jim Brown.
I would
Yeah.
vote for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Athletes, you got.
Did you? I just hear a who's Jim Brown over there? My goodness.
If you're talking pure athleticism, though, Dion played professionally in 2 sports. Bo
That's
Jackson.
right. Bo Jackson. A small window though. He got hurt. Hey.
Yeah, we didn't lay out enough parameters for this. Let's switch to Canadian athletes because this is a Canadian pod.
Top 5 American athletes. Consensus.
All right.
Top 5 male.
You only
top
voted
5
on
male.
hockey players.
Yeah, I just
From the-
I just
he's a big Mike
blurted
Modano
one
fan.
out. Yeah, no.
I gotta go Google Mike
By
Modano.
example,
Shoresy's mine.
Okay,
Tom Brady.
Okay, you'll take that. I'll take an easy one. I'll go Michael Jordan.
Go ahead.
Muhammad Ali.
Damn.
Don't say Joey Chestnut. Fuck. Don't. You can't. It doesn't count. He doesn't count.
Go baseball. You're a baseball guy.
Yeah, Willie Mays.
Okay, so here's the 5th one. We got one left. We going major sport or we going an Olympian?
Because you said Michael Phelps.
All the other ones are major sports. Let's go Olympian.
But I'm saying, like, where do you want to go with that?
Olympics?
Yeah,
I don't know. Go ahead. What do you want to do?
I'd
You
say, like
say
Phelps
right?
was pretty dominant.
Didn't he have web feet?
I'm not sure.
Probably.
Apparently, that's one of the reasons he.
It helps, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I remember watching that during the Olympics in like 2012, was that?
He was in the.
I would go with an
2-3
American gymnast because gymnastics is probably my favorite thing to watch. So who would that have been? Like
Simone
Dominique
Biles.
Dallas, Dominique Mucciano. Those teams were really fun to watch. Kerry Strug, maybe the most gritty performance in the American Olympic competition ever. She like did the vault on the broken ankle.
Yeah. The vault.
Yeah.
Do you think if we're going,
Jesse Owens is probably the number 1 though, right?
now that we're including females, you think Caitlin Clark will eventually be top 5?
I don't know. She's not even top 10 in her league right now, according to the players. All right.
Who could eat most hot dogs on the team?
Me, for sure.
No shit.
No, I don't know.
It's possible.
I love hot dogs.
What about Gabe?
don't-
Doesn't Gabe Wallace pack away a lot of food?
Allegedly.
Oh.
And beers.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Fast. Yeah. I'll say who will dress the hot dogs up. Hot dogs? I say hot dogs. We were at Patty's yesterday. He was making some.
He made some good hot
some
dogs
good
yesterday.
themed dogs. Yeah.
What are they called?
It was a East Coast singer.
East Coast singer. Yeah.
Yeah, female East Coast singer. She has a hot dog named after her.
Okay.
Speaking of the East Coast,
Current?
welcome to the pod.
Thank you.
We're happy to have you on.
Thank you.
Jake brings me out every year to the East Coast for the, if you guys have ever seen this sweatshirt, the Jake Thomas Celebrity Curling Classic.
You must have a lot of those shirts.
I do. It's my whole locker is just one-offs of these.
Hopefully.
Yeah, Jake does a lot of good work out there on the East Coast. He's like me back home when I used to do the golf tournament and when I used to actually go home and see people.
Is that a humble brag right
You
there?
live it. No, it's just like Jake. What I mean by that is like Jake is like me and his love for where he grew up.
Hey, you gotta love where you come from. You know, I'm sure it's the same as you. A lot of people helped me get to where I am. I think as a pro athlete, you got to do your part to help the next generation.
You do a good job. Do a good job.
What
You do a
goes
good
on?
job of
What goes
hosting.
on at this curling tournament? Explain how this whole thing works?
Well, due to our beautiful schedule, it's not like we could have golf tournaments.
Yeah, we're not.
So-
Yeah, we're not forgetting the top 5 Canadian athletes. that we
Okay.
had.
Yeah. So
come back.
Probably a curler. In
No,
there.
but like
Yeah.
like it started as like a small little thing, and now it's turned into this pretty big.
yeah, I'd say so. Every year it gets a little bit bigger, better. So I think last year was the 6th full year of it. COVID, we kind of had a half one, but so it's kind of morphed. Last year we actually added a new layer. So the Friday night we had a coaches clinic. So Zach presented to local coaches in Fredericton, which was kind of cool. They're always after me,
Me and
trying to
Mike,
get
me
some
and Mike
back-
Fowler talked protections. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Good.
They were supposed to go 30 minutes. I got a text 2 hours later. They're still going. I was like, oh God, someone get them out of there.
It's like old times. It was good.
Yeah,
good.
the
It's a lot of fun.
coaches were loving it. So we do that. Then the Saturday, capacity is 30 teams. So we've sold out. I think, basically every year we've done it, we sold out. But 30 is the capacity. So they play 4 ends in curling. I don't know if you're familiar. So they're 4 end games. So each team, people pay for 3 spots, and they're given quote unquote celebrity. We probably were never really able to use that until Zach started showing up. So celebrity. So it's either a football guy or it's a local New Brunswick curler. We've had James Gratton, who's the skip for the Briar for the men's side. We've had Andrea Kelly. She's usually a pretty big name. Melissa Adams. They've been kind of the 2 main skips in the province the last
Ryan
few
Kane.
years. My former teammate, now Zach's, Ryan Kane. He's
Legend.
a very good local curler. I wouldn't say I don't think he's been to a Briar, but he also has a very good balance of fun. So I try to get,
I'm
the
terrible.
guys
My
a
team
good-
usually finishes like 2nd or 3rd because of him. Yeah.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
But so it's a fun day. It's kind of just
Stanley
I'd say-
Bryant came
So
up.
who's the worst bomber curler you've had out there?
Oh, I'm not sure about that.
We're not gonna name names, but
Why not?
Stanley Bryant's up there.
Sure,
Stan-
he went down. He went down. We can talk about it briefly. He went down on the
So the Friday night, I let the guys. I get the rink rented out, and the guys get to practice because I don't want them just showing up Saturday.
Yeah.
Because it's not easy to do.
No, I
and
know.
you have to get into
Brings in
it.
a bunch of donair and garlic tendies for us. It's great.
Yeah, garlic fingers.
Garlic
which is
fingers,
an
rather.
East Coast delicacy, but Zach likes to.
Hey,
that might be the only
hey.
thing he's not East Coast on.
Hey, they're delicious.
And so I let the guys throw the rocks around just to get a feel for it. Then, Stan struggled a little bit this year, but, we decided to adapt, and he became a stick curler, so he didn't have to get down. He threw it with the long stick, which was good because the last thing I need is someone getting hurt at my event.
Yeah.
And I get a call from Darren Cameron on the Monday. Hey, we've lost our Hall of Fame left tackle.
I don't want the
Yeah.
people that you just shouted out to take this the wrong way, but y'all not considering Joey Chestnut the top 5 athletes. So where's curling fit in?
Oh, they're
for you
athletes.
guys? They're athletes. Okay.
Yeah. A lot of top end curlers in this province.
Well, what is
A lot of good.
Jennifer
I'm
Jones?
saying they're both athletes. Is all I'm saying. I'm just saying like
is
because
Joey?
darts. You drew the line somewhere at darts too. I was just
Hold
confused
on.
about that.
I'm not saying you can't call this guy an athlete. Maybe
you
down
can't.
the road it's possible.
You can't.
But to say he's a top 5 athlete
Well,
in America is insane.
I think
Brady's
what Zach-
got 7 Super Bowls. He's got 17 world titles. That's all I'm
Hot dog eating.
9 room championships as well. I'll just throw that.
saying. 9 rib championships.
Does he have some sort of? Doesn't he have some
Thank
sort
you
of
for that research.
thing where he can open his throat and just jam the hot dogs down?
I don't know.
It's
I'm
even
not
a
sure.
Skill. It's
It's a good segue into your guys' top 5
Yeah,
Canadian
top 5
hockey
Canadian
players.
athletes.
Hockey players or athletes? Athletes. All right.
I'm gonna go.
One.
Okay. I won't go then. Start. You
top
guys start
5 Canadian.
because I'm gonna
You
put
can
it.
yeah,
Wayne
name
Gretzky,
people off.
obviously.
Yeah, and I'm a Mario
all
Lemieux guy.
time.
I'm a Mario Lemieux guy.
Of all time, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll
Would
take
he
those
not, would he
two.
not be? That'd be a kind of
Yeah.
obvious
I think he's a top. I think regarded, not even Canadian, worldwide, because he was this. If you look at his point totals, so much better than
Sure.
everyone else.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like McDavid, right? So is he top 5?
I don't think yet,
No.
but I think those two.
Yeah.
So Zach,
What about the Kachuk Bros? Where do they fall?
they're American.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
World champs,
2 times. One of them.
back to back.
Everybody at Leo's that night was knew you were
That was
happy
Stan.
that
That was
Panthers-
Stan.
Okay. Yeah.
I like Mario too.
Yeah.
Lemieux. I grew up a Penguin fan, so
Same here.
Mario.
Well,
for
this
sure.
now this whole debate thing. I did some research.
I got a,
So he goes. He groans when I say there's research. Gilles Villeneuve.
Jacques
Twice.
Jacques Villeneuve.
Jacques.
Yeah.
Twice won.
IndyCar.
twice won Canada's Athlete of the Year as an IndyCar driver, and the second time he beat Larry Walker, who was the first Canadian
What was that?
Baseball
What
player?
TSN did
baseball
something.
player to win the Major League Baseball MVP.
I think
And
TSN
so they did a
did something. Yeah.
documentary, Man versus Machine, because Larry Walker said, I lost to a car.
Oh, he did.
Yeah. So do you consider a race car driver
Damn.
Yeah, of course.
an athlete?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think he's in my top 5 though.
Yeah. Who, Villeneuve?
Jacques Villeneuve. I
No,
don't think would
me
be.
either. Larry Walker might be up there, though.
I think you guys are just kind of how hard it is to drive these cars.
Oh yeah, no, I think he's probably top 10.
I can't drive a regular car, so I'm not even.
I'm
Or
not-
how to eat 71 hot dogs. I mean, that's, you know.
I
But anyways.
think Olympians, probably Donovan Bailey's got to be probably up there.
Yeah.
Then what is it? Damian Warner. He won the
decathlete.
decathlete. So like that's almost
That
you
used
know,
to be,
that
if you were that, you were the best athlete in the world.
yeah.
If you won the decathlon.
So I think those
That's
for
probably
me.
still true.
Yeah.
If you're just talking, I mean, it depends
10
how you
events.
define athlete, right? But
Yeah.
those guys would
Then-
probably number one for everything.
Basketball. What do you got? Maybe Steve Nash.
Or
SGA.
SGA,
But
yeah.
yeah, Steve Nash, 2-time MVP.
I go Nash.
Yeah.
Nash and them, they probably win that NBA championship if not for that bogus suspension to Amari Stoudemire for getting off the bench there in that fight against the Lakers. I think that allowed them to win Game 7 because like 3 guys get suspended from the Suns.
Then even just lately, female athletics, Summer McIntosh.
Unbelievable.
What do you got? Brooke Henderson.
Yeah.
I did a commercial with Brooke Henderson once, and she was just like chipping golf
You
balls
did?
from 30 yards. Yeah, so we were doing something in Sask. I don't know if it was a commercial or what. It was raising money for something.
Oh.
And it was like me and Deron Carter and Brooke Henderson like chipping golf balls, and I've just never seen anything like it. Like she just put it exactly.
Yeah, she's
wanted
pretty
to.
amazing.
I mean, why would I be surprised about that?
Are you Googling
Pro
your
golfer.
answers here?
Oh, I'm talking to Stan about something unrelated.
Oh.
Zach, you had a good one that showed off your hockey prowess. We had this debate a couple weeks ago. You brought up Bobby Orr, which,
Bobby Orr, yeah.
fairly good. I was surprised you knew that much about hockey history.
Dude, I've lived here for 11 years. Come on.
So who are the 5?
I think-
Gretzky.
Who's
I think
sorry,
Gretzky
her name
will be-
escapes me right now, and I've trained with her a couple times in the off seasons, but she's the captain, I think, of the Canadian women's hockey team right now.
Pouliot.
Yeah, she's like one of the best athletes I've ever seen in
Yeah.
person.
Her and Haley Wickenizer, I'd say, were
Yeah.
top 2 for women's hockey.
I was throwing football and Pouliot,
Yeah. Pouliot, I think.
Poulin, yeah.
could like throw the football better than anybody else there, shoot a basketball better than anybody else there, skate. Obviously, yeah, she was very impressive.
I
was
think
like,
if we're
who's
going
that person,
females, I think I don't want to get her name wrong, but I want to say Claire Hughes was summer
Yeah,
and winter
from
Olympics.
Yeah.
isn't there
Cindy
great curlers
Clausen
from here that are on the Scotties all the time?
Jennifer Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway, so I got Lemieux. I got Gretzky. We'll go Donovan Bailey.
Wendell Clark,
No, but
great restaurant though. in
decent
Ontario.
restaurant there in what's that?
Good
Burlington.
wings, cold beers. Yeah.
Let's just go Steve Nash. Then what do you guys think for a 5th? You
PK Subban, anywhere in there?
No.
He's just listing people off that he knows. He's got no idea what he's talking about.
He wouldn't be in my
Luke
top
Wilson.
Luke Wilson.
300.
There you go.
Luke Wilson. No.
He's up there for maybe best careers in the NFL for Canadians. CFL 2012, like myself, draft class guy.
There you go.
I want to say he
Well,
might have been
who-
to the
who
Did he get
Argos.
drafted?
Toronto?
I think
Of
the
course.
Argos.
Argos, yeah.
I was gonna say Jim Pop probably drafted.
You know what, Luke Wilson? I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say the reason he ended up on Rice is my current D-line coach, Daryl Patterson. He recruited a lot of the Canadians to Rice.
DP.
Yeah,
Legend.
legend.
So who's the 5th?
I'm leaving it up to you guys. Who do you think?
I picked mine already.
Yeah,
Who,
come
Mike?
on.
You picked your 5th?
Who was it? Mike
Gretzky.
Medana? Oh,
I
yeah.
picked, well, Larry Walker is who I picked.
So that's
See, I'm a
your fifth.
Votto. I'm a Votto guy.
Joey
I'm a Joey
Votto.
Votto guy.
Ferguson Jenkins was Canadian baseball player.
Who's the boxer you were talking about who took Ali kind of?
George
George
Chuvalo.
Chuvalo, yeah.
There you go.
But if we're going boxers, Lennox Lewis.
Yeah.
I guess
Lennox
you're
was Canadian?
yeah.
Dual citizenship, yeah.
George St. Pierre. I guess MMA.
Yeah,
Oh,
George
yeah.
St. Pierre's got to be up there.
Yeah.
I mean, was dominant.
I'm not going to say he's top 5, but I'd have to shout him out. Hometown guy. Matt Stairs, if we're talking baseball.
Yeah.
All-time pinch hit home runs, MLB record.
Was Oakland A's for a long time?
Oakland
Where else?
A's.
Played with everybody
Rockies,
because he had
maybe?
that
Hit
skill.
a huge jack for the Phillies when they won that cup.
Yes.
I want to
Yes.
say, what is that, NLDS?
Did you call it the cup?
Did I say the cup?
Is it a cup?
Series? World Series?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's
What
a
did they
World
win?
Series.
Just the trophy?
World
that
Series trophy with all the flags on it.
ribbons and
Yeah.
flags.
Pennant? They win a pennant?
I think the AL/NL is called the pennant.
Yeah,
I don't know
pennant
what
race,
the
Yeah, I don't know.
World Series
It's just-
championship.
yeah,
or-
World Series. championship.
I always love Votto being in Cincinnati. I always liked following him. Yeah.
Yeah, Joey Votto was good. I don't know if we have consensus fifth, Darren.
I don't think we do.
Come on, slam the gavel. You got it.
No.
Well,
It's up to him.
it's Ed's show, isn't it? Didn't he say Larry Walker?
Yeah.
All right, Larry Walker it is.
That's the guy.
All right.
One of the greatest, biggest circles on Ken Griffey Jr. baseball, if I recall.
Is it that way? Or this?
It was big.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
just couldn't. You could just swing and just hit every time.
Before we wrap up, I want to ask Jake about his draft 2012 oldest bomber.
Oh,
Not oldest.
Oh, not oldest.
The
He's
longest
like
serving
31.
bomber.
yeah.
He started
I'm
playing
a spring
pro football at
chicken.
15.
Yeah, you
I'm
are.
a spring
You
chicken
are-
compared
you
to a
are.
few of these guys.
You are.
He
So other
sent me
than-
his world. By the way, his world. What was that called? Football. You guys do?
The World Junior Championship.
Yeah, just him. Just decapitating's the wrong word. Sorry, but just crushing a guy there in the semifinals to get to the next.
Yes,
The next
I did.
round.
Yeah,
Playing at
maybe-
Canton Fawcett Stadium.
So what
in
do you
Ohio.
remember about 2012? First year,
You were 4th round pick, right?
Yeah,
That's
20,
the sweet spot for Canadian
29.
D tackles.
yeah. I would say so.
Yeah.
right around 25 to 35. There's been a lot of good Canadian D tackles taken.
He knows.
About 2012.
No.
Well, it was a interesting year because this stadium was supposed to be done. It wasn't, so we started 4 games on the road.
Yes.
My
Yes.
first ever
Four games on the road we went Vancouver,
Montreal,
Edmonton, Toronto.
How do you
Yep.
guys remember that?
Because it was like it was
a
like
worldwide
thousand,
tour.
yeah, and we lost all 4 games, of course.
Worldwide tour.
my first game, we played the BC Lions, and I want to say G-Roy broke
Yes,
the
he did.
all-time record,
Yes,
and
he
they
did.
stopped the game. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's kind of cool.
Yes.
My first game that year, or my first start, I guess, in my career was the 5th game of the year, the home opener. The only real play I made that year, I forced a fumble in the dying seconds on Steven Giles to get the win.
Yes. Yes.
Toronto Argos.
No,
Or-
Edmonton.
Edmonton.
Oh, yeah. So 2012 was your first year.
2012 was my first
Okay,
year.
so yeah, I remember hearing about the Giles and Ricky Ray trade, obviously. 'cause
Well,
it
that was
in
your
Toronto.
first year, too,
Yeah,
yeah.
But yeah, no, it was good. Lapo got fired right off,
Nice segue.
right in the middle of my year. And I think that kind of introduced me to pro football.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a business.
Speaking of Lapo, I saw him in the keg after the game, dressed up in his cowboy outfit.
Yeah.
There. He,
Oh, for the
yeah.
Stampede.
What we should talk about
Yeah.
is,
No, keep going.
Lapo leading Canada to a victory.
Yeah, I heard
Over-
that.
over
I heard
the
that.
Americans.
Keep going about 2012 though.
Yeah, we got crushed. I think the week after Lapo lost, what was it, like 65, 50 nothing?
Nothing.
Yeah.
But anyway, for me, like it was definitely an eye-opening experience.
You're like 21 or something.
I was 21. I
Yeah.
think at the time I was the youngest guy in the league.
It's come
The
full
old
circle now.
stadium, for me coming from Acadian University, I know like this is beautiful, but I really enjoyed the old stadium.
Sure.
Yeah, we weren't that good.
I
We
can just
went on a
remember-
little bit of a record there at the end, kind of win one, lose one, win one, lose one. And then that kind of segued into 2013, where yet again we weren't that good, and this time we lost a GM, a CEO mid-season. Then that led to the, I guess what is it, the Canadian Mafia coming in here, the 3-headed monster, and they turned the ship around.
Yeah.
Luckily, I was the one of the very few that survived all the guys getting cutted. There we go. Cutted. There we go. Traded. All those fun things.
Yeah.
Who else was on that squad that you remember?
2012.
Yeah.
Bryant Turner just dead legging people.
Brian Turner is the best. If you ever see the 4 pads that will hit like that, the pads that get knocked down and go up, he was the best guy ever on those drills. He was great.
We were a good
Buck
team that
Pierce.
year. We won the Grey Cup, and I remember coming to play here. I think J-Jack played that game actually, but I remember our entire game plan was just kind of trying to figure out what we're going to do against like your inside because of him.
Yeah.
Brian Turner would just
Brian Turner was good.
dominate games.
We actually had a
Yeah.
really good D line that year. We had Brian Turner, Alex Hall,
Who got
Jason
traded for
Vega.
Patty?
Yeah, in 2013, Alex Hall got traded. Vega,
Vega,
who I think 2013 ends up with the Pats. Quarterback, we had Buck Pierce. Running back, we had a few, but I want to say the main guy was Chris Garrett.
What year?
12.
Did Buck play the
Chris
whole year?
Garrett, yeah.
No,
12?
Buck got hurt. We had
Joey
Joey Elliott, Alex Brink. Then I
Purdue.
want to say 13, we had Justin Goltz.
Buck to start.
Yeah.
Gold.
I thought 13 was.
Oh,
really-
12, probably one of the players that actually shined pretty good was Chris Matthews. I think he got Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
12 did, yeah.
I'd have to shout out my roommate Dan West for my first 3 years. He'd be a guy I remember.
Was Ian Wild on the team that?
Yep. Enoch,
On
Ian
13,
Wild.
in 13.
Yeah, Enoch. Sorry, Ian came in 13, but Enoch was Jovan Johnson, Hef. That's kind of the end of Swaggerville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Swagger.
2013 was a rough year from opening the stadium standpoint, and then we didn't win here.
Look at you guys now.
Until
You guys have your own
Banjo Bowl.
podcast. Look at this.
Banjo Bowl that year. But anyway, things are in a different time now, thankfully for everybody. So, okay, well, hey man, thanks for joining us. I know you hate this type of stuff, so more off the cuff stuff is your type of thing.
Yeah, this is what I like. I like the banter.
Yeah,
this
the
would have
banter.
been scheduled, or if you wanted me to read an ad, you would have saw my eyes going back
Right,
and
and
forth.
you would have had that monotone
But,
voice.
yes.
Hi, this is Jake Thomas from the Winnipeg Blue
This
Bombers.
is question mark Jake Thomas.
So you guys are
Do you
actually you guys are gonna die on the hill of Joey Chestnut not being a great athlete.
I can't believe
Yeah.
you're letting Joey Chestnut take over this podcast. You know, you told me this was going to be really fun. You said you're going to have a great time, Jake, and
We had a great time. I'm surprised.
Well, why don't we see how many hot dogs you can eat?
Why don't we have
or
a
we do the
a-
McDonald's challenge? How many cheeseburgers?
Why isn't there a team then? A team challenge of that?
no, we're not doing this.
Somebody
We're-
call Alan.
Like I said,
We're here.
Gold
We're
eyes,
win,
999.
here to win games. Okay, no more, no hot dog eating contest.
hot dog. No more hot dog.
Yeah, you can spell
All right,
that.
all right.
You want
Babe
hot,
Ruth.
On that note,
H-U-T-T-T-T,
Babe Ruth
dog.
had the most home runs for a long time.
I can't believe you didn't
crushed hot
say
dogs. Babe Ruth.
I can't believe you didn't put him in your top 5.
He probably is, but I just the say hey kid is my guy.
All right. On that note, thanks very much, guys. Appreciate it.